meeting?
Big Ev, did I have a meeting?
He did. That's on me.
Did Big Ev have a meeting?
No, Big Ev was just part of the meeting.
Meeting adjacent? Also, Stefan, thank you for doing the show, and I appreciate that. You did use the logo from last week, 8/20/2021. It's got a picture of Rico and Mintz and Ev, but that's okay. It's all right. Can we get a picture of TJ again? A shot of TJ? Let's see TJ.
And his haircut, looking sharp.
What's with the hat, TJ?
What do you mean?
It's an interesting hat, that's all.
This is a seltzer company.
That's an old guy hat.
And it's half an old guy hat.
Liquid Death spring water.
Really? Is it
Yeah.
good? Is it good?
It's
Do
water.
they sponsor us?
I wish they would sponsor me.
Maybe not wear the hat then if they don't sponsor us. We have many seltzer companies.
And I'll put
around.
my the boys hat on.
All right, what's up, boys? It is Pick Central. It is Barstool's daily gambling show. I look tremendous. It is time to talk all kinds of gambling and sports. However, I got to talk about the guy to my right for just a second. Let's talk about Ben Mintz. I want you guys to just ask Ben Mintz what he's doing this weekend. Just go ahead. Big Ev, why don't you ask him?
Ben, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm taking it easy. I'm chilling. Gonna have a good weekend.
What does that consist of?
This is for last weekend before football. I'm gonna watch Rough and Rowdy and the Showtime boxing and take it easy around New York, New Jersey. It's gonna be good.
Ask him if he's going to do that alone.
Oh, I know.
Yep, I know.
Oh,
where this
I
is
know.
going now.
I almost wish I could.
I didn't
I'm
at
not
first,
gonna
now
say it because I know Ben's private about his things, but one of the funniest comments I've ever heard.
All time, or off camera.
All
So,
right, we're keeping it off camera?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
keeping it off camera.
My bad.
Right, no, you're all good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. I will say one thing on camera. You just letting Billy football make you a dog now?
Anything for the stool, boys.
That was a crazy picture.
That was, I think it was hilarious. Like,
Look how the look in your eyes of desire yet of complicitness. Like you're going to follow along with what Billy wants, but you want that cookie.
You looked like you were in a trance.
the thing that was funny about it, if it would have been ice cream, it would have been tougher mentally. But I can handle the cookie.
Really, so an ice cream is tougher than a cookie for you?
Yes, especially in the summer when it's like hot outside. The ice cream thing.
See,
the ice cream thing's a big weakness for me. The cookie thing, I might.
See, with it sitting out, I would think the opposite because you can kind of sit there and stare at it and let the ice cream melt, whereas a cookie, it's still pretty damn good a few hours
You
later.
can outlast the ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah,
A cookie,
yeah.
even if it's not the same softness that was a few hours ago, it's still pretty good.
What could they put on the plate if you had a shock collar affixed to you, all right? And it was going to give you, I don't know how many volts a shock collar gives, but it was going to give you some voltage if you grab that thing. What could they put on the plate?
Can y'all put that tweet up? Can y'all put that tweet
Just
up?
talking in the.
What's happening
on
behind
show.
the scenes here? We're hearing everything back there.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Stefan, you're a mess today.
Mayhem going on.
You're a fucking mess today. No, I appreciate you.
And he's talking again with now the mic off.
Okay. What could they put on the plate that you would still take the shock? Some good fried catfish, perhaps?
The catfish. I'm not as big a catfish guy, but a good steak, like good fillet
steak,
or skirt steak.
Yeah, if it's cut up already.
Some fried
Ooh,
chicken.
see, if it's cut
fried
up-
chicken. Some good fried chicken, Brandon.
Cut up already is a major issue.
Yeah.
If it wasn't cut up, I was going to sell myself on I need a fork,
Right, I don't
I need
have
a
a-
knife. There's a
yeah.
lot going on.
But
a
if
lot of
it's
effort.
sliced, look at this. Look at
Working on
Like,
creating.
I'll tell you what, that's up there.
That's just a beautiful
that's
picture.
a nice chocolate cookie.
But his
really
looking
nice.
at him looking at it like that is fucking unbelievable.
His face.
I
just-
didn't even see the dog collar. I had no
Oh, that
idea.
was so important. The psychological association.
What's
thought-
with Barstool employees and dog collars around here?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But anyway, so did you ever reach for the cookie? Or?
I did not. I didn't understand Billy. I don't know if he was like messing with me because he's like, "Hey man, I'm about to order Insomnia cookies. Do you want any?" I'm like, "Dude, it's day 3. Like, don't get me wrong. I have weak willpower, and I'll admit that. But at least get till day 10, and then it'll be.
He's
If
doing
I'm
the
struggling
test.
on the first week, like the first week, of course I'm going to be motivated. But give me a week or two. Once you hit week 3 or day 15 or 20, then the willpower becomes tough.
So you and Billy are living beside each other.
Yeah, we live beside each other. I live across the hall, but we share a back deck. So he's
Okay.
got a big grill. So we're going to do some fun content with Billy grilling. We got the Nostradamus, the gambling hedgehog. We're going to do some parlays.
Is Fran tired of this shit?
I think Fran kicked me out, and now I'm with Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. But it's going to be fun, though. And I like Hoboken so far, man. It's clean. You know, I think it's going to be key.
What a weird compliment for a city.
But it doesn't feel like it's crowded as like Hell's Kitchen. Like it's the PATH train's real clean, not as crowded as like the subway. I don't know. I dig the Hoboken's got good vibes. And I'll tell you what else about Jersey. Every meal you eat out in New York that's 18 or 20 is $10 or $12 in Jersey. It's noticeably different. Like literally, it's.
I guess I don't know. I find it expensive in Jersey too, but I don't have to eat out in Manhattan or New York a lot.
I mean, it doesn't beat the Mississippi gas stations are a lot cheaper.
Correct.
Brandon.
Manhattan's definitely worse.
They'll get you, 3,000 calories for $4.99 sweet tea. That's living right there. That is life. How you boys doing?
Doing good. I actually wanted to congratulate Marty on his new show.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats, Marty.
Thank you very much. It starts Monday.
Wow.
Yep, starts Monday. I'm gonna do like a little test week to like make sure the viewers are watching. It's my first own show.
What's the name of it going to be?
Right now it's a work in progress.
Okay, so I don't want to say anything official.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything official. It's gonna be a guest. I mean, it's gonna be a live show at 11 o'clock.
Good.
Well,
Good.
I'm just saying.
I would like to volunteer my services to join at some point.
I will definitely put you.
Yeah,
I will
yeah, not all
definitely
the
have
time,
you on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I
would like the Stoolies to get behind it for the first week it comes out
So
to make sure.
next week, kind of a trial period.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little trial period to get the viewers up. Just
All right.
put it on Twitter.
Next week, we don't have a name yet. Marty will in the time slot previously occupied by Walk the Line. Walk the Line final show tomorrow. I will be doing other things, and Marty will take ownership of the show from there on out, change everything about it, and there you go.
We broke up.
We didn't break up.
I mean, we did.
You're still here.
We have one show together. We broke up.
We can still do videos and stuff. We don't have to.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel a little odd?
It's weird.
Is that the only changes, Brandon, for you getting off? I guess that you could announce.
I'm also putting wrestling down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm putting wrestling down for
football season
until January.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And I'll bring it back, and who knows?
That makes sense for wrestling though, because you can still get WrestleMania and SummerSlam and the key and Royal Rumble.
Are you mad at me?
Brandon?
What?
Hold on, we gotta talk. Are you mad at me?
No, I just wanted. Big Ev complimented me. He said,
I just wanna
"Congrats on
congratulate-
your new show."
I don't want it to be left out that through all this that Jerry O'Connell is just hanging out in the lobby right now.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell.
was
He
wondered-
actually gave me a very nice greeting when I walked by. He seems like a very nice
I gotta
guy.
be honest. I thought he was someone that worked upstairs.
That's
for a
Kangaroo. That's
second.
Kangaroo Jack, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's
He
Jerry O'Connell.
created
That
he-
movie is fantastic.
I almost want to ask him, like, does he know that he created the first selfie?
What?
The Kangaroo Jack was where the selfie
Yeah, that's
was
true.
originated.
I don't know.
Someone should ask him.
Well,
He
he's
seems
right
like-
there. Go get him.
Can someone ask
He
him?
would come in. I'm guessing. He seems like a
TJ,
very
can you
nice
go
guy.
ask him?
He was extremely friendly when he greeted me.
No.
And that was just a stranger just walking by.
Why can't
I'm working right now.
What's he doing?
Me too. Just want to ask him.
All right, so
Go ask him.
so your show Mondays at 11 or
Yep.
Monday at 11,
Monday to 11.
and every day, just almost.
It's going to be Monday to Thursday.
You're not gonna do Fridays?
No, I think Friday's a little down day.
During football season?
It's, yeah.
Football Friday?
It's football
That's
Fridays.
interesting.
It's football
Football
Fridays. in
Friday's
here.
here. It's fine. It's not gonna be all gambling.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I'll be announcing a new thing. We're not breaking up. We're still gonna do stuff together. You're still here.
I know.
Do you want to sit in the second chair? I'll get him out.
No, I don't. This
Switch
is my,
chairs
This
with
is
Marty.
my chair. This is my chair. Just saying. Just wanted to put it out there that hopefully the support can come on Monday.
Brandon, be honest. Did WWE or Nardini put pressure on you to put wrestling down? No. Who came up with that? No.
Everyone always thinks something.
Football season.
They think
have things
they
behind
they
the
do
scenes.
think that the people at the top here say a lot more and have a lot use a lot more input on our stuff than they really do.
They give us a lot of creative freedom.
I'm not sure Erica Nardini knows that wrestling exists.
I haven't talked to Erica. I haven't talked to anyone
Right.
production to do anything.
But no, WWE's got like a podcast deal with Spotify or The Ringer or whatever. But that has nothing to do with it because they would still give us guests because they would still want to get their wrestlers to our audience. So that would never cross paths right there. Yeah, they're going to have that and they're going to be doing their own podcast, but they'd still want to come here. They'd still want to prop up their stuff, and they'd still want to, if they got a show coming up, they'd like to plug that. So that's not it. It's literally, I got college football coming up and gambling. I'm doubling down on that. So wrestling's just kind of in the way of that, and I started in December after college football, and that's exactly how I'm going to treat it from now on.
And Brandon, it makes sense. I will say to compliment you on it. You still, if you do the January till now, you're going to get Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam. So you get you still get the main heat of it every year. I mean, that actually makes sense.
Walk the line. I do enjoy doing a daily show with Marty. It just came to a point where they literally wouldn't allow me to add another opportunity without stepping away from something. So that's why I got to step away and try something else.
You just work too hard.
Well,
that's not it. I'm not saying
no.
that.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's not like you put down wrestling. You could have kept doing it, but I also do understand personal, where it's like you don't want to be here from 9 to 7:30 at night.
Wrestling is 2 hours of recording a week, and then it's watching everything. That's not really that big of a time commitment. Walk the line. You got to get here in the morning. You got to whatever. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Just tune into the new show.
The world keeps spinning. Please tune in to Marty's new show. Starts at 11 on Monday.
Promote it?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know.
I'd be a real asshole if I didn't.
Yeah.
See, you think you're mad at me.
I'm a little mad the way how it went down. It's okay. You know that.
My hands. I don't know what to do here.
I'm just saying. You asked me if I was mad.
But every time I told you it was time to finish it, you just would always talk me out of finishing it. So I had to,
because
I had to just go cut it off at the root. I had to.
Without telling me.
I told you Friday. I said it's time to end it,
And I said
and
no.
you talked me out of it.
Yeah.
So then eventually I said I just had to go. Guys, I can't do it anymore.
Stefan, didn't I find out from you?
No, you found out from TGA. I thought.
Or the
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get to the gambling.
Gambling stuff. By the way, I don't know why I'm distracted by Jerry O'Connell. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's just right over there.
Someone get him.
Is he Cush? Was he Cush?
Yeah, he was.
Jerry Maguire?
Yes, absolutely.
Frank Cushman?
Yep.
Mincy.
Oh, wow, that is him. Oh, my
Great
God.
quarterback.
Wow, that is him. I didn't even think of that.
Mincy, go get him.
All right.
Jerry!
Marty, why don't you get him?
Because I'm scared,
Come
obviously.
sit down. Yeah, come bring your fucking ass in here, Jerry. You're not just gonna sit in the
How
lobby
we
and not
doing?
come talk to us. What's up, Jerry? How you doing?
How are we?
How we doing?
Vaccinated.
Yeah. Oh, you good too. I am too. We are too.
So vaxxed.
How are we?
Yeah.
How we
Take a
doing?
seat.
Have a seat.
Have a seat.
What are you doing here?
I'm going to do PMT.
Really? Oh, we're stealing you from PMT.
That's okay. I mean, we're all friends here. Everyone's part of the family, right?
Yeah, well, some of us
Kind
are.
of.
We took it. He's sitting in here with us for a second because he was out in the lobby. And now we lost him immediately. Okay, all right.
I just had to ask you a quick
I'm going
question.
to jump in, guys. I don't want to keep them waiting.
Yeah, well, no, he's got a question real
One
quick, and then we'll let
question.
you go.
Did
I'm
you
taking Derrick Henry in the first.
did you know you created this original selfie in Kangaroo Jack?
Wow, I never thought about that. We did do that with a Polaroid camera.
You were the first one to ever take a selfie.
I never thought about that.
You should get a quarter every time somebody.
Can I
takes
make
a
that
selfie.
an NFT?
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Absolutely.
Make a ton.
All right, Jay.
Nice
Thank
to
you very
meet
much.
Have a good one.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Yeah. Can we be honest with each other? He couldn't wait to get out of that
No,
chair.
he couldn't.
He was
Well,
so
I mean-
excited to get out of that chair.
Pardon my take, and then it's like, well, I gotta go.
Also,
Oh, so you just were like, Jerry. Because I had the thought process. I was like, you know what? We said hello. I was like, maybe I'll go out there and just be like, hey, big fan. Would you mind coming on for a couple of minutes? But
no, what? I
all
mean, he's part of the family, like you said.
Yeah.
He's also part of the family that doesn't close the door.
yeah.
It's okay.
Guess we just
I'll
live
get
in
it.
a-
I'll
we-
get it.
We live in a barn here.
right. Just guess you're in a movie with a kangaroo. You lose all interest in being a human. PMT, good for him. Good stuff.
He's like one of the original PMT guys.
Is he?
Like he's like a legit Barstool guy. He's a fan.
Yeah, huge. Barstool
Especially
fan.
PMT. He's
Yeah.
a,
I mean,
he's
he
been
walked
on
in-
like years ago.
He walked in here like it was no big deal. I was trying to think of a movie I remember him in, and the most I can come up with is Cush. What are some other movies?
Kangaroo Jack's the one I'll always
I've never
think of
seen
him.
Kangaroo Jack in my life.
He was the star of that movie. Him and Anthony Anderson. I remember seeing it in theaters. Really good movie. Maybe like 03 range.
It was
Maybe
actually
a little
my-
after.
Wasn't the kangaroo in the star of the movie?
Yeah, but that was my
But he's the
drunk
guy.
That was my drunk.
Stand By Me?
Is he in that?
Yeah, young kid.
Okay, all right.
That was my drunk movie in college.
I
Come
thought
home to.
That's My Boy was your drunk movie in college.
No, that was my
That's
sober
an
movie.
anytime movie.
That was my any day movie.
That's a comfort movie.
yeah.
Okay, what we got, Jerry? Okay.
Well, I nailed 03. I
Scream
guessed
2.
03.
Yeah,
Boom.
you did. Piranha 3D, Reign of the Superman, Death. I'm sure
I'm gonna
that's
need that clip of somebody. Can you clip that? for me?
Tomcats. Now I remember Tomcats. Jerry Maguire, of course.
He's in,
Jerry
he's in a
Maguire.
couple scary movies.
Yeah. Good for him. He was in Scream.
Jesus Christ, he's in a lot of them.
I feel like I want to watch Jerry Maguire all of a sudden just seeing him.
Have you never seen?
Oh, I've seen it a bunch of times. A lot. Big fan.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
That is a line from it. Hit my first. Was that a movie called Ballbuster? Ballbuster. Okay, never seen that one. We should have asked him about Ballbuster in 2020.
His newest
An
venture.
entitled basketball star is forced to, during suspension, to tour with a dismal charity league. In the process, he has the most bizarre on-the-road experiences in the history of the game and discovers what's truly important in life.
I always felt like Marshall Henderson running around Iraq would be the wildest road.
That's a lot of medals he's got on.
He looks like a mix of like Jackie Moon
Oh,
and like
his balls are deflated, so I guess he played for the Patriots in that movie.
Zing.
Nothing? Okay. Hit it.
All right, guys, we got a huge sports weekend here. Last weekend before football, Showtime pay-per-view and most valuable promotions presents Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, a 5-fight pay-per-view event in Jake Paul's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. This professional boxing card is Sunday night, this Sunday, August 29th. This action-packed pay-per-view telecast will be produced and distributed by Showtime Pay-Per-View, beginning live at a special time of 8 p.m. Eastern. And the Barstool Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, and will have tons of ways to bet fight night, along with special boosted odds and featured bets. The main event will feature renowned content creator and undefeated pro boxer Jake the Problem Child Paul and former UFC champion Tyron the Chosen One Woodley. Tickets are on sale now and can be purchased at RocketMortgageFieldhouse.com. So order now. Go to the Showtime app or Showtime.com/pay-per-view and watch the event live on any supported device. This event is also available via all major cable, satellite, and telco pay-per-view providers for $59.99. And Dan and Dave, Big Cat and Dave, going to be part of the broadcast. So it should be a lot of fun.
Huge weekend of fights. We also have Rough and Rowdy 15 on Friday night. We got Chef Donnie fighting QCP. We have Adam Pac-Man Jones, former NFL star, fighting Bobby Lang from Mass. That's our heavyweight champion, right? So as these main events go, and I was excited for Billy and Jose Canseco, but as far as a pure fight, I think like Lang against Pac-Man Jones is legit. Like it's real. Not to say the others haven't been. I just think this one that's going to be a hell of a war.
I think I legitimately believe it's probably the most like anticipated fight, at least for me, just in terms of like you're seeing just like a real life tough man,
Yeah.
versus like just a legitimate freak athlete,
Right.
6th overall pick in the draft,
Who will throw hands.
legit football player, and a bad motherfucker, like
Right.
just a dude who you'd be interested to see fight.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see Pac-Man against Lights Out, Bobby Lang, and then Chef Donnie. I don't know. What he told us yesterday on the Yak was he doesn't know if he's a better fighter than the guy. He doesn't know if he's got the technique or if he's got enough training. He just knows the guy's going to have to kill him. He'll access a level of crazy. He won't have any fear. He'll just keep going until – and I believe that part about him because he's crazy.
So, if you don't know who QCP is, go watch the video I posted. I interviewed him and Chef Donnie to see how that QCP has not released any footage of him training. He's training with a very well-known trainer. It's Logan Paul's trainer.
This guy is fucking jacked.
He's huge. Yeah, he's ginormous. And I think they're like the same. They're like the same height, pretty much. So I think it's gonna go 3 rounds. I think it's gonna be like one of the better fights of the card. But
Just shotgun and seltzers with this guy?
with
That was with Bryce Hall.
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great card.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Buy Rough and Rowdy. Buy RNR.com, Rough and Rowdy 15 this Friday night. You'll have the Barstool stuff. You'll have the Ring Girl competitions. You'll have Dan singing the national anthem. And then Sunday night, of course, they're going to be in Cleveland for the Paul Woodley fight. And I guess we can get into that. We can break it down the actual fight tomorrow. But Dan and Dave on the call, Showtime. That'll be fantastic. And we, of course, have Week 0 college football this week. By the way, did anybody do their assignment?
Yes.
Marty, did you do? Everybody did their assignment. Okay. Before we get into all that, we could talk. Can we bring up the video of the Little League kids seeing titties?
That was so funny.
That's one of my favorite videos ever. First of all, I don't get into the Little League World Series. I really don't. That's Rico's thing. But, this Gavin Ware kid from South Dakota has given up one hit through the entire – and has struck out everybody he's faced pretty much throughout the entire summer. He is fantastic. He is an incredible pitcher. But look at this. I don't know if you've seen it, Ben. There you go. Boom. Shows his face. He reacts. There they are. A couple of titties. There's a pair of them. Oh, fuck.
Just boys being boys.
Why do you have a sweatshirt on your lap today?
I don't know because it gets cold in here. I usually bring a sweatshirt in case I'm cold, but I'm not too cold, so I guess I can put it on.
Okay, well, that was a very well-explained answer. Good stuff. And then what else we got? How about college basketball? Imani Bates to Memphis, Marty?
Memphis is becoming like an actual team now.
Penny Hardaway is
they're a
recruiting.
Final Four contender with all the players they got now.
I know, and like they added Rasheed
Yeah,
Wallace.
Penny
as
Hardaway
their-
and Rasheed Wallace.
as
Coach.
their assistant. Like if now and first of all, he with him, like he can't even go to the NBA draft next year.
Right, because he's reclassified.
His age, like he either has to be there for 2 years, but I could see him doing 1 year at Memphis and going to the G League.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I don't with him going there. And first of all, what a schmuck putting Michigan State on his top 4 teams going to go. He decommitted from there first. So if you decommitted and go
And
back,
isn't he from there too? He's
From
from
Yeah.
like Detroit
Ypsilanti,
area.
Michigan,
yeah, he's from there. So I mean that Memphis is going to be for real. I go back and forth of like those guys should go to like a Michigan State or like a Kansas or a Duke, but like I do kind of like when those teams that aren't like not mid majors, but like Memphis does have that good team. You
Memphis
know?
has-
Oklahoma State got Cade.
Yeah, Oklahoma
Yeah.
State.
Memphis has just a sneaky great basketball history, though.
Yeah.
They've made a couple
I
Final
mean, the
Fours.
Derrick Rose shit was
They were free throws away from winning a national title in 2008. That later would have been vacated anyway. And hell, this one could be.
yeah.
But
It's really weird that Memphis, because like the whole South is like football centric, but
But
Memphis
Memphis
is
is
a
not.
basketball
Yeah.
town, and it's right in the heart of the South.
Yeah.
And Memphis is definitely a basketball town with the Grizzlies, especially.
People are so
Tigers.
crazy that I knew he was going to Memphis probably 2 days ago because Memphis you have to enroll into classes by like 12 o'clock today. So he was like, I'm going to do it Friday, but
yeah, I think
and he
was.
didn't do it Friday because he had to get into class.
I think like some reporters had already seen that he was like registered on the Memphis registry
yeah,
or something.
exactly.
So,
People are nuts.
and they didn't just sign him because they got him, and he was going to be the number 1 recruit of the 2022 class. He's been like, I don't want to say a LeBron James level prospect, but he's been the number 1 guy in his class for like the last 5 or 6
Really
years.
I've heard his name for like a couple of years, which
Yeah.
I mean, just to hear about a kid that's like a freshman in high school,
Yep.
special.
This has been a guy that's been like the man since he was 13 or 14. So he'll be at Memphis. They also got Jalen Duran, who's like the number 3 player in the country. So they got 2 top 5 players and then like 6 top 150 players. They're going to be really good.
Do you think it's like, is it worth it for him to classify early when you can't go to the draft next year? Like, because he could have went to the G League.
I mean, what's the
Waiting
alternative? Playing high school ball this summer or this winter?
I don't know.
He pretty much kind of did what Quinn Ewers did,
Yeah.
except for he's actually going to play this year, like for sure.
And now I didn't even think about the NIL stuff. I just think about what could Memphis be offering him to get him down there. But it being a basketball city, yeah, he's probably going to be able to make some change.
Oh, and
down
having
there.
the
NIL
Penny Hardaway Memphis connections got to open doors on that.
The NIL definitely probably got him to go there.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Because
Yeah.
it was like, I might as well make some money now. Or so how old is he?
17, I guess.
17?
Yeah, good for him. Anyway, and I like what you said too because I know you're a Duke fan, but I do like when the top tier, the very very tippy top, goes somewhere that isn't North Carolina or Duke
Yeah.
or Kansas because
We're gonna have them anyway.
right now in football they all go to Clemson, Ohio State,
Yeah.
or Alabama.
And it's better when the same teams don't always win. Like
And
we
I'm
always talk
hoping,
about.
I'm hoping that this new 12-team playoff allows recruits to see a bigger world than just Columbus, Ohio, Tuscaloosa, and Clemson. So
No,
I
it
like when it
definitely
happens in
helps.
basketball. But we are kind of in the midst of it. It has changed in basketball. Like
No, it definitely
Baylor,
has.
Gonzaga. Gonzaga gets them now.
I mean, Ben Simmons going to LSU, like
Yeah, but-
Cade going to Oklahoma State. I mean, even Markelle Fultz went to fucking Washington. Like that it does help, but sometimes like Memphis is actually going to be legit. They actually have other assets besides him.
But there's 2 examples, both in the SEC. I remember Malik Monk was in Arkansas. He lived in Arkansas. I think Little Rock, maybe outside of Little Rock. He ended up going to Kentucky and having 1 year, and like he's just another ripple in the pond in Kentucky. He would have been a huge splash at Arkansas.
Yep.
And Devin Booker, a 5-star. He was on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. He's actually from Michigan, but he ends up going to Kentucky and sitting the bench for his year. He ends up becoming a star in the NBA, but he goes and sits the bench. He could have gone to Alabama and scored 25
I think
points
that's
a game.
what
that
people
year.
are saying. They want to be the guy at their school instead
Yeah.
of being like a second or like even with Duke this year, like Paolo's like probably going to be the number 1 pick. I honestly do think so. 1 or 2. And then you have Trevor Keels, who's like going to be like a 4 or 5 pick. Like if Keels went somewhere else, he could have been the guy at Memphis, or he could have been the guy at some other like Oklahoma State like that. So
Well, I think it's like for example, like a Cade Cunningham situation. When you go to a school like that, you could almost become bigger than that program for the year.
Oh, and
whereas Duke, like Duke will never be. You'll never be bigger than Duke, no matter who you are.
I actually thought that about Zion too. I think he would have been so much more interesting at South Carolina.
For
and
sure.
I know that's you're a Duke fan, so I don't expect you to agree with that.
I'm not even saying Duke.
One, not even just.
It's so boring for him to go to Duke.
He would have had the ball in his hand way more.
Yeah.
First of all, but just in general,
That's true.
I do think it's more appealing. I think there's something more exciting about watching him try to carry the team than knowing that literally the guy next to him is going to be the number 3 pick in the draft. The other guy over there is going to be the number 10 or 11.
But I know
wherever
it's
Cam Reddish went in the draft.
it's Zion, but like if say Zion went to South Carolina and then like they sucked,
Yeah.
and
But
he's,
they
it kind
don't
of
think
puts
if he was there, they wouldn't have. They
I
wouldn't have
understand,
been a
but
team.
that point of where it's like, all right, they're not doing that well.
But I'm saying,
Zion's
imagine.
not
But
that good.
I think it's more appealing as a fan to watch. Say he went to South Carolina for the Gamecocks, and then say they made the tournament as like a 7 seed.
Well, I mean, we're talking about him like they're chopped liver. What was his year? 17, 18, 18, 19, something like
Yeah.
that? I mean, they went to the Final Four in 2017.
They did,
And
yeah.
they could have kept that going if they got Zion Williamson.
That's
so.
obviously with him. It's obviously a 1-year window.
Yeah.
But I just think it would have been more appealing. Even think about like the tournament, like him basically trying to carry the entire program by himself over Duke playing with like two other lottery picks.
That actually
agree
ruined
with
his
you.
watchability.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but like you're saying from a fan's perspective, like he goes to Duke, that's a definite number 1 overall pick by like easy.
But he was number 1 no matter what he did.
He
Well, that's
was.
what I'm saying.
He was. Yeah.
like
But
Oh, I hear you.
all right, so let's transition to college football. We'll get calls in a minute. We'll try to go about 10 more minutes with college football, and then we'll try to go a little call heavy today, and then we'll do picks. By the way, I'm just home run propping it to death. Sorry.
You hit again?
Yeah. You didn't see it? Okay.
The most astounding home run prop ever.
I gave out Tatis,
I knew
right?
that.
It was 1-1 into the 15th inning. In the 15th inning at about 3 a.m., Fernando Tatis Jr. steps to the plate. They're down 3-1. He is 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts.
Oh, my gosh.
2-run home run, cash it. I didn't know about it until I woke up this morning at 7:30. I had a DM from Megan making money saying, I hate you for cashing that prop. And I had gone to bed thinking, no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I woke up to the Dodgers hitting 1.5 in the 16th.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's crazy. He went to
longest
16
game.
with the runner on second, extra
Yeah.
innings to go to 16.
They didn't score to the 15th.
It was
And
the longest game since they changed that rule.
And I actually bet him live too, but right before I went to sleep.
Really?
Money line.
That's
they were
pretty
plus
good.
like 140. I know it was before they scored the run. It was like 7th or 8th inning maybe.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. So college football, we are 2 days away from it starting. Kinda, week 0. We got one Power 5 game. It's Nebraska, Illinois. That's not sexy, but it exists. Next week we'll do some more predictions, I guess. Maybe do our playoff 4s or something. But today I told everybody to bring their national champ, their Heisman, and their most disappointing team of the season. Everybody good on that?
Yes.
Does that make a lot of sense? Okay, chat boys, I'll read some of yours if they don't suck. So I'll allow Ben Mintz to go first. If we want to we can start with our national champ. Who will win the national championship 2021 college football? Ben Mintz.
I'm taking the Clemson Tigers.
The Clemson Tigers with DJ Uiagalelei. Obviously, they've been to a lot of playoffs. Expound.
The defensive line's the biggest reason. Well, I love DJ Uiagalelei. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think he may be the best quarterback in college football this year. I'm a huge fan of him, but the D-line is the other big reason. When you look back at Clemson when they had the 4 first-round picks when they won in 18, that last year they had tons of young talent on the D-line, tons of freshmen. They've got literally 5, maybe the top 10 D linemen in college football this year. I mean, it's like an embarrassment of riches.
I mean, Miles Murphy and Brian Brzee might be the top 2.
I think Xavier Thomas can bounce back this year too.
Yeah.
But I love their D line. I think they dominate up front. I love DJ Uiagalelei. The only thing, can Justin Ross play all year? Because you usually have a little more wide receiver depth than they have this year. And the thing is too, even if they lose to Georgia, people are probably going to be coming at me like, "Oh, you're an idiot." I don't think that could be good to remotivate them. I think the fact that the ACC's weak, they can run the table out of that, and I'm going with Clemson to bounce back. They were they were really good on D last year, but they were also young, and I think that Ohio State, what Justin Fields did to them, it could be good for this year.
All right, Marty Mush, I'll let you go next.
So, I think I have to go. So the problem is I'm having trouble with my Heisman and because I feel like the Heisman you could just kind of go with.
Heisman's more difficult, and you almost have to tie it to your national champ.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I have a Heisman that someone here would like, but I also have a champion that
Is different. Okay.
different.
All right.
So I'm going with Alabama because I think that every time we do this, everyone's like, all right, Ohio State has the wide receivers. The Georgia is their year. It's their time.
Right.
And then you have Clemson, who I know he played well in meaningful games, but I do think that everyone's like, that's a lot of pressure him coming in this year. And the ACC sucks, I think. So they have to beat it's just Georgia, then that's really it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going Alabama. I do think Young's going to be unbelievable. He's like what? He's third for Heisman?
Yeah,
odds?
no, he's third, and the Ohio State one who's never played is fourth.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's who I was thinking for.
I think it goes
Heisman,
Spencer
though.
Rattler, DJ, Bryce Young, and then
Sam
C.J.
Howell.
Stroud.
What about Sam
And then Sam
Howell?
Howell's
I think
fifth.
I think it's Stroud, and then it's Stroud, Daniels around the same, and then Howell.
Yeah.
So I'm jumping the gun, but the Heisman I was going with Ohio State's quarterback because their defense is so like we said, it's like their secondary is a little iffy, and they're gonna get scored on a lot, and then their offense is so fucking good that he's gonna put up numbers, I think.
Right.
So I just went 2, but that's my 2.
That's fine. Big F?
So I basically came in here saying I was going to give 2 answers.
No,
Obviously,
don't take 2 answers. Just do it. Just do it. Do what you want to
Listen,
do.
I think Ohio State's going to the national championship. You're goddamn right, I do.
Fine. Good.
I do. The only flaw I feel, and it might not be a flaw, we're going to have to see how it plays out, is the secondary. That's the only thing I'm generally concerned about. I feel very good about the offensive line. I think it'd be great. I feel very good about the running backs we have in place. I feel incredible about the wide receivers. I could talk about it for days. And I believe in C.J. Stroud. Like, I think everything I've seen from him, everyone I've heard talk about him, like, I think he's a guy who can really come in first year and have a Dwayne Haskins type season. Maybe, I'm not going to say better because the year he had was so good. That'd be tough to sit there and be like, oh, do better than 50 touchdowns and like 6 interceptions. But I think going there, he's a little more mobile. And I think he probably has, crazy to say that he probably has better talent around him than Dwayne Haskins did in that year. I see it. Like, I really see it. I believe it. I know the linebackers lost a lot of depth, but I think there's a lot of talent there. I think this linebacking core specifically is a group that's going to just kind of reload very, very well. It's a lot of talented guys who they may not have played a ton, but they've been in the program for a while. They're veteran guys, and I think they're going to step in and do really well.
I wanted to leave Ohio State out of my playoff. This was on unnecessary roughness, but because I don't think they're going to be as good as they have been. But there's just nothing there in the Big Ten to check them. They're just so far and away better than everybody in the Big Ten. There's nobody there to get in their way. So
Can I say who I would have picked if not?
No,
for
because
Ohio State?
I'm going to pick them. So I think I'm going to pick them.
All right, God.
If I don't pick them, then we'll circle back
All
to
right,
you.
God.
So this is a team I have never believed in. It's a team that every time they've gotten to the playoff, they've fallen on their face. They've gotten embarrassed. It's a team who's never been playoff ready. Offensively, they've been good enough. I think they've kind of been a fraud at times. But this time around, I think they're actually real because Oklahoma has a defense this time. Oklahoma has a top 15 defense in the country. Nick Menino's an outstanding pass rusher. They got great defensive ends. They are loaded back to front on defense, and they've got transfers plugging the gaps where they had holes. This is the team with the least holes, like Clemson. There's some inexperience there. There's some weapon problems. Their defense is loaded. Ohio State, the back seven of the defense, I'm just not sure about. Alabama's replacing everybody offensively. Oklahoma, everything is answered. Every question is answered. The offensive line is good. The receivers are a top 10 unit in the country. The running backs are a top 10 unit in the country. Spencer Rattler's a top 5 quarterback in the country. The defense is a top 15 defense. Oklahoma is going to win the national title. They're going to beat Georgia to do it, and I've never believed in Oklahoma. I never believed in Lincoln Riley. I felt he's overrated every time he gets to the playoff and gets beat by 50. This year I see it. So I am picking the Oklahoma Sooners. Anything? Now, circle back to you.
I don't hate it.
Who were you going to
Georgia.
say? You were going to say Georgia?
Georgia. I'm a huge.
I think they'll win the SEC.
Huge JT Daniels believer. What I saw when he took over the offense last year, I genuinely believe that team they had lost, so they really had no shot at the playoff. That team, I really believe, could have hung with. Maybe not. They could have definitely. I think they could have hung with us. Like they could have hung with the Clemsons. All those teams. I think they were that good with JT Daniels. Me betting on Georgia is really me betting on just this team with JT Daniels. I think is for real.
Yeah, he is really fucking good. And people are kind of overreacting to Georgia's injuries right now. Like, they got a defensive back injured for Clemson. They got a tight end injured, but that's 3 or 4 week injury. They can absolutely lose to Clemson and then get to the playoffs.
If they beat Bama in the SEC championship game, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
They'll be fine.
Brandon, do you have A&M or Bama playing Georgia in that SEC championship?
I don't know that I've thought that far ahead.
You're really down on Alabama.
I'm not down on Alabama. I think they'll go 10-2.
It's more.
That's where I'm
I
at
think
too.
it's
That
just,
is down on Alabama. I
It's
guess.
just
Down on
no.
Alabama.
It's the recency. I think people are caught up in the recency bias of obviously everyone knows Bama's great, but just last year how exceptional they were was rare even for a Nick Saban team. Like that was an all-time team.
Yeah, because
You
their
don't just go,
offense wasn't,
but you
like, it's
don't
usually
just
their
go
offense
win
isn't
national
good.
championship games by 30 points and blow everybody out. Like
That was the
were
best
just-
offense.
they were
I
just
think
that
the
good.
defense could be better.
They
They were
made
that good.
Shit up.
You saw what Ohio State did Clemson the week before. That Bama team was that good.
They made Mac Jones a first-round pick. Their offensive weapons, I think, made him.
They will be a lot more classic Alabama this year. Their defense will be legit. It'll be their best defense in 5 or 6 years. It's going to be a fantastic defense. But, again, I just don't – the offense, man, I going on the road to Florida, you're going on the road to A&M. That A&M's got an elite defense too. Like that I know it's crazy, sacrilege to say A&M can beat Alabama, but when
It's
Johnny
not.
did it.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. I know I complain about college football like with the teams being it, but like looking at these odds being Alabama 300, Clemson 350, Ohio State 450, Oklahoma 600, Georgia 700, and then the next team is Iowa State plus 4,000.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we
But
doing?
it also makes
But
sense.
no, it makes
And
sense because it's so stupid what they're doing. But it's just crazy where it's like 700 to 4,000.
Yeah, no. But, I mean, I would take one of those 5. You got to
You
take one
have
of those
to.
5 teams.
No, you have to. You
I literally
can't.
feel like putting on any of their team. Like people talk about value. I feel like
You're throwing away
like
money.
it's literally like pissing money away.
Plus 300.
That's
for
even how I
Alabama's
feel about.
actually-
That's even how I feel about some of the long Heisman odds too. Like it's not like some of them. They're not like bad looks, but I'm like a quarterback's probably going to
Nothing
win.
will ever happen like
Unless-
Burrow 200-1 a couple years ago.
But yeah,
Like it's just like
Well,
it's
Devontae Smith wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he was like elite. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
elite.
but any
like a
other
rare
sport,
like a rare year like last year. Yeah.
any other sport, I tell you, I'm betting before the season plus 300 on a championship game. You're like, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
this one, it's like that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I even think like Oklahoma to win the Big 12, it's like minus 200, maybe minus
It's not
250.
enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should just bet that because
They always
win
win
it every year.
Yeah,
That's like
Clemson.
I remember I gave it to Ohio State last year. It's just like you just know they're probably going to win.
Clemson's about a 7-15 to win the ACC.
That's
The craziest shit I've ever seen.
That's like, why wouldn't we just throw a bunch of money on that?
Right.
Like, because they're gonna win it.
Like Ohio State to win their side of the Big Ten. Like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right, Heisman, Bryce Young for Marty. He's already kind of
Do you want
spoiled
to do a
his.
disappointed team?
Oh yeah, we'll get there, but let's
Okay,
do Heisman.
I'm
first.
sorry. I thought-
Just why don't you just relax for just a second? I know you're excited for tonight. All right, who's your Heisman winner, Ben?
My Heisman winner's DJ Uiagalelei. I'm doubling down.
Okay, fair enough. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. Just that's good. Big F.
I have two.
All right, who's your
No,
first?
I don't want. I want your rational take. I don't. I
I think
know
they're
you
both
are.
very rational takes.
Well, you can't take two.
All right, just
One.
Pick one.
CJ Stroud,
Okay, well that's not really okay.
JT Daniels.
All right, well that's why I don't want you to take two because you just fucking take mine. Just fucking take mine.
Well,
right
I mean,
away.
I picked Georgia, so it should have been obvious when I said
All right.
said Georgia would be.
I like JT Daniels too. And is it counterintuitive to pick Oklahoma to win the national title and not pick Rattler? No, because I think the reason Oklahoma's going to win the national title, it doesn't just have to be the quarterback this time around. They're loaded everywhere else. So Rattler can not be the best quarterback in the country, and they still win the national title. JT Daniels to me is going to put up huge numbers, especially. And I don't know who's going to win that Georgia Clemson game, but whoever does win it, that quarterback is the Heisman front runner in Week 1. And you start off with a win like that.
Yeah.
You're going to, and I think that's also an over game too. It's at 51.5.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
we both on that.
It
Yeah.
went down again.
Is it? I might have it wrong.
It was 52 and a half.
52
I remember the one that we talked
52 and a half.
about.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Brandon.
Yeah, because I think the quarterbacks, and I think I'm stealing your take right there because I think I'm stealing
okay.
it from you. Anyway, and most disappointing team of the year. I'll let I don't know who went first. Ben, you go first.
Florida Gators, their over-under's 9. I think they regress a ton. I know Dan Mullen's a quarterback guru, but we'll see with Emory Jones. The defense will be better than last year, but that's good because it fell off a cliff. And I mean, I know that it's just a bowl game and people don't get too into it, but I'm still having images of that team I saw out there against Oklahoma when they had Tony and Pitts out there. They look like a JV team in that bowl game, and I think Florida aggresses a lot. They got to go. They host Bama. They go to LSU. The Bama crossover is not good. They play Georgia and Jacksonville, and then they got to go to Kentucky and to Missouri. And I think they make it.
Both of those are tricky.
Yeah,
too.
I think Florida goes like 7-5, maybe
Especially
8-4.
You got a bad defense, and they do have a bad defense. They got to go to Missouri, who's got a good quarterback, and then Kentucky, who'll just beat you up front. That's going to be rough. Marty, who's going to be the most disappointing team of the year?
I don't think mine's Penn State.
Okay.
I think Penn State they started playing better last year.
They started 0-5, ended up 4-5.
Yeah, towards the end, and I think there's a lot of pressure going in this year because they're already what 19th in the nation right now.
Yeah,
around there.
Well, they're a lot like LSU. Bad year last year. People just put them in there because of their name.
Put them back in their name. I think it's a tough. They do. They got a bunch of good. They got good transfers as well. I saw, but I just think they have another down. Like not as bad as last year, but I don't think it's going to be as good as everyone thinks.
Yeah, well, I mean, they play in a tough division.
Very tough.
And they got
They have a tough stretch. Like, their hard games aren't spread out. It's very back-to-back.
They also need to start well, and they open at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And that's tough. You start
brutal.
0-5 last year, so you got to win your first game this year, and you open at Wisconsin.
And they have Auburn coming late September, too.
Look, they have so it's Wisconsin first, then it's Ball State. Then it's Auburn, Villanova. Then it's Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio State, Maryland.
Yeah, that's
Michigan. It's tough
easy.
in a row.
Big F.
I have two in mind specifically.
God damn.
I'm not going to say it. It's nothing to do with Ohio State. This is more. Just
Well,
talking.
of course, it doesn't have to do with Ohio State. It's a disappointing year.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to choose the one because I think the public probably thinks higher of them.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it is because of just where they're ranked. I'm going to say Notre Dame. It's an extremely tough schedule. Like I think they're going to lose to Wisconsin. I think there's a really, really solid chance they lose to Cincy. And I think there's a chance they end up losing 3-4 games, and that's going to be a massive disappointment when you're ranked 8th, 9th overall.
I'm going first from now on.
All right, go ahead.
My own show.
Should I say my other one?
Going first. Yeah, go ahead.
It was North Carolina, kind of for a similar reason that I just think they're ranked way too high. And I think for me, it has nothing to do with Sam Howell. I just feel like North Carolina is going to have one of those years where they just lost so many weapons that Sam Howell, I don't know if he's going to have the year he had last year, just like I said, because of the weapons. But
here's the thing.
I still believe in him as a quarterback and as an NFL prospect. I just think them being ranked like 8-9 is just too high for the team they have.
Here's the thing. They have the best quarterback in the country. Sam Howell's the best quarterback in the country. And their defense, they've recruited at a high level since Mac Jones got there. And their defense returns 10 starters. Their defense will be markedly better this year. So I think they're actually going to be really, really good. But you did take my most disappointing team, and that is Notre Dame, because I think they're going to lose 3 or 4 games, and they're top 10. They're number 7 right now. I think they're going to lose 3 or 4 games. Jack Cohn's just not. Sorry, I'm not.
He's just not good.
He's not Ian Book.
He should be like the face of game managing,
But
even in college football.
I will not even. I won't say Notre Dame, so I'll just stay in state, and I'll tell you that Indiana last year was the biggest fraud top 10 team in the history of college football. Their best win was not getting embarrassed against Ohio State. They won several games where they had like 211, 205, 213 yards of offense. They're just not a good football team, and they had a good year last year, and that's great. But this year they come in and they're ranked. They're like 17 right now, and they open the season at Iowa.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're losing that. Then they have a gimme. Then they play Cincinnati. Then they have a gimme. Then they go to Penn State. Like, it's just every time their schedule's not going to give them a break. And I think they're not going to have a winning record until like late October. I think this is like a 7-5, 6-6 team, maybe 8-4, but it's certainly not the number 17 team. And like last year, that was not a top 10 team. They got to live the dream for a second, but no, I'm just not buying it. Indiana will be massively disappointing this year, and Notre Dame as well. So apparently, I just don't like the state of Indiana, which I thought I did. We got the Barstool Sportsbook there. I like Purdue. Purdue looks good. Jack Plummer? No? Nothing? Okay. Hit that ad.
Here we get. what a big sports weekend. Like I said, we got Rough and Rowdy, we got Showtime Boxing. We also have NASCAR. The NASCAR Cup Series regular season finale at Daytona International Speedway is here, and drivers will be putting it all on the line to secure the final spots in the playoffs. Daytona always delivers incredible racing at speeds over 200 miles an hour, and you know there will be wrecks and drama to come at the Super Speedway. And the Barstool Sports book is offering exclusive bets for you to get on all the action and win big. A lot to bet on with NASCAR, so stay tuned for our bets later this week, and be sure to tune in to the NASCAR Cup Series season finale at Daytona International Speedway this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
I want to just point out one of the chat boys. Alex M. Simmons says Brandon's Indiana hate is all because they lost to Ole Miss. It is such a whiny bitch thing to do that when somebody says an honest take about your team, to say, oh, he just hates Indiana. Why the fuck would I hate Indiana? Why would anybody hate Indiana?
We as sports fans, we all do that from time to
We
time.
are, of course we are.
Like I know, like Ohio State fans absolutely despise Mark May.
College football
Despise
fans in general, and myself included, are the biggest whiny bitches
Yep.
in sports, period. Now, I'm not in the Premier League. I'm not in Europe. I don't know. But in America, college football fans are the most sensitive babies we got.
The
myself
closest
included
thing we
again.
have to European soccer,
Yeah,
without question.
It's just, if you say one thing ever about my team, you hate my team. I have no opinion. Why the fuck would I hate Indiana?
I mean, that's how you hear like Joe Buck talk about how he's like every Major League Baseball team hates me
Can you
for just calling games.
Can you talk to me about Texas?
I don't buy them at all.
I don't buy them, but then I usually get sucked into them.
So here's the
during
thing. Here's the thing. They got a new quarterback. It's probably going to be Hudson Card. It's not going to be Casey Thompson. That's my belief. They have one of the
Really?
best. They have one of the. That's my belief. They have one of the best running backs in the country, in Bijan Robinson, who just tore it up his last 3 or 4 games last year. But sneaky tough schedule.
Tough
Yeah.
first
No,
two
really
are
tough schedule.
real
Is
tricky.
the first one
Really tough schedule.
UL Lafayette.
Lafayette and then at
And then
Arkansas.
out- yeah.
At Arkansas week
Dude,
2's no joke
They're
either.
fucking -9 week 1.
Yeah,
They
and
might lose.
UL
That's a
Lafayette
lot of
is the
points
team
for
that went
Lafayette.
to Iowa State last year. Iowa State ended up winning the Fiesta Bowl. They went to Iowa State and won 31-14. It wasn't close to open the season. And
20 returning starters.
everybody's back on UL Lafayette, and they've been like 11-1 the last 2 years. So that's going to be. They're not going to be scared of Texas. Plus, I don't know if I've said this stat on the show. I might have said it on Unnecessary Roughness. So Clay Helton, who is under fire every single year, he's going to get fired. He's going to get fired. Nobody likes him, right? He's 45-23 as a head coach. Steve Sarkisian, who is the savior of Texas, who is getting the best job because he was able to go out there and dominate with Alabama talent, is 45-37 as a head coach. Like, why is he the savior here? Like, I feel like everybody's just sucking off Sark because he did what he did at Alabama. But again, give me Tua, give me Mac Jones, give me Najee Harris, give me that offensive line, give me Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle. I think Sark's a good coach. I'm not sure you can just assume he's going to walk in year one. I think Texas, they're ranked, but I think they're a 6-6 team. Texas fans and the media is able to have Texas amnesia more than anybody I have ever seen in my life. We will forget their absolute mediocrity and their absolute struggles because the first time a new season comes around, we'll immediately rank them because it's Texas, and I never know why.
Well, the Texas thing, I like the staff, but I think year one's going to be a tough transition regardless because, as you said, that schedule is sneaky tough. They got trips to TCU, a trip to West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Dallas. We mentioned the 2 openers. Brandon, I was thinking about this. What are the odds they start 0-2? Like, I wonder what, like 8-1, 7-1? That might be like worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
Because it literally could happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would not want to go to Arkansas week 2.
No,
But the way-
especially coming off a lot if they lose week 1.
I
The
don't
way
think-
you guys are talking about it, is it a must +9 for fucking week 1?
The money line.
yeah,
I'm going to toss it in some money line parlays.
Yeah, but-
because it's 3-1.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think UL Lafayette's a really good team. I mean, Texas is 21 and UL Lafayette's 23, number 23 in the
yeah.
country.
And
So-
the fact that Lafayette has already won at Iowa State, has Napier and experience, they ain't scared of Texas or any of the Mojo or Stadium. I mean, they're going in there on a mission to win that game. I definitely would not be taking Texas laying 9. I can damn sure tell you that.
It's also, but now that you say it out loud,
It's kind of obvious though.
it's a weird line, isn't
Yeah,
it? I mean,
just
it's,
take Texas.
doesn't it make you like, oh, fuck?
Yeah, it's a big line for Texas.
All right, let's see what we can get here. Whoever took the calls today, if we can put in what they're calling about, because I don't know what any of these guys are calling about, which is fine. Not today. I'm not upset about it. I just like this guy's Hound Dog from San Fran. Hound Dog, what's up?
What's up, B-Walk?
You got it, man. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just calling in for a couple winners for you guys today.
Give it to us.
I got,
we need them.
All right, we got the Cardinals. We got the Jays. We got the A's. We got the Giants. And the Nationals.
So you're just going to take
Should
everybody?
go 5-0. Might be 4-1, but I think we got a 5-0 day in us today.
All right. Thank you very much, Hound Dog. That was, I don't know if he was on Valium, but.
I was thinking Elvis vibes when he said Hound Dog, but he didn't go that way.
By the way, are you okay?
Yes.
You going to live through the end of the show?
Yeah, I'm going to make it.
All right.
It's huge.
I didn't grab a water on the way in. I was late.
You just got 8 minutes to make it. If you can make it 8 more minutes, you have survived Pick Central for another day. Keith in Chattanooga. I think that's Keith. Yeah. Keith, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? This is an NFL future, so not really what you guys are talking about, so sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm looking at Chris Jones to lead the league in sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're moving him out to the edge
Yeah.
a little bit in the preseason. He's already got 2 in each of the – or he's got 1 sack in each of the preseason games.
Can I ask
Plus
you
7,000 on the Barstool. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question about Chris Jones?
Yeah.
Where'd he go to college?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I went to your college.
Ah, yes, Mississippi State. Huge penis, too. Did you guys see the –
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
at
everybody's
the
seen his
combine.
penis. You've seen his
Chris
dick.
Jones?
My wife exclusively refers to him as my dick came out because that's what he said
Right,
on the
yeah.
right after he fell. Yeah.
He was on the combine when he was in the combine year.
Oh, when it
his
came
dick
out.
fell out. Yeah. You guys. So now you guys know.
No, I
Busted
remember.
through the seams.
Right. You guys
You
didn't.
can't forget that dick.
You didn't remember his dick until then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Popped right in my head.
Pat from Arizona. Go ahead, Pat.
What's going on, boys? I got a week 0 pick for you guys. UCLA first half, -9.5. Hawaii coming in for an early Mountain West time slot. Chip Kelly basically coaching for his career there in UCLA. DTR going to come out hot. I think the boys put up a lot of points early. I'm big on UCLA this year. I know Mincy's not going to like it, but I'm taking them at home next week against LSU as well. I think they run away with the Pac-12 with behind DTR and 10 returning defensive starters. I'd be wary about that back door of Hawaii being able to put up points. So taking them first half, 9.5. Going to cash that one early.
Beautiful. Thank you. What's up?
My thoughts on the UCLA thing, I'm actually hoping UCLA kicks the shit out of Hawaii, so it'll bring that 4.5 down to like 3.5, and throw people off LSU week 2. I'm actually literally pulling for that.
Oh, I
this weekend.
can't wait to bet on Hawaii.
So you're going
games.
heavy on LSU then?
I don't know. I mean, if UCLA struggles and it goes to 6, I probably won't. You know what I mean? I really want the public sentiment to everybody to get behind this UCLA being a public home dog thing.
How is Hawaii just always there?
I just can't wait. I'm going to bet on every Hawaii game. It's just the best thing in the world.
Has anybody ever cashed betting Hawaii on the road? Ever? I mean, they're literally the Colorado Rockies of college football. Like at home,
think I've ever
don't mess with them, but when they're on the road,
I don't watch
I mean-
Hawaii games on the road.
Mark in Philly. Go Mark in Philly.
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Heartbreaking loss last night. Couldn't ask for better pitching, but the White Sox against lefties well is officially dry. But for today, I'm taking a look at Mush and Ev's Yankees. I'm taking them first 5 and full game money line. As you gabagools know, they've been red hot, even with a guy like Gallo, who's been ice cold. For today, Gallo is 4 for 7 against the A's starter Caprillion with 3 home runs and 3 walks, so it's a bounce-back spot for Gallo, and hopefully the rest of the team remains hot, including Tyone, who hasn't given up more than 3 runs since June. So Yankees both ways today, first 5 and full game.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the call. As always, you guys want to slide into some picks, and then we'll go ahead and maybe we'll circle back and get one more
Somebody else has to go first today.
Wow. We have a new leader at the top of the clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
It is new show leader Big Ev, who is in the process of dying, but 56 and 39 is even. It's more impressive than plus 15 units. But Marty's still right there. Like you're plus 14 something units, right? So we're gonna have a race to the end here.
I mean, I had a tough. I hit my watch at work parlay, and then the fucking Phillies. Joe Girardi, that gave me PTSD. How stupid he is.
Yeah.
Just keep. Oh my god.
That was Smitty.
Yeah. That was
Smitty texted me and Marty last night,
Big
just
F.
saying his parlay or whatever hit, and then Lily immediately threw on home run by the Rays.
Give us your picks
today. Angels, Orioles over 10.5. That starts in about 10, 20 minutes. Get that in. Blue Jays money line. Like Mark and Philly said, I think this lefty thing is over. Ryu is on the mound. It's a good pitching matchup, but I like the Blue Jays at home. I will just keep taking the Giants and just keep fading the Mets as long as they just exist because they stink. Frank was right. They are feeble. They're trash. Give me the Giants. Yankees, 11 games in a row. No questions asked. I'm on the Yankees. And Dodgers tonight again. I just think a marathon like that's a backbreaker for the Padres.
Yeah.
I think Dodgers come in and get the sweep on the road.
Ben Mintz.
Got to bounce back because I got my ass beat last night. I took the Angels again, even though the Orioles broke the 19-game streak and got me last night. I'm going the Giants against the Mets, and I'm backing Chris Sale laying a run and a half with Boston. He looked good in his first start back.
All right, I agree with Big Ev. Blue Jays money line. I also like the Reds money line. I feel like they've been too good not to keep winning. I don't know. I've been betting the Reds too much. Reds money line. I got Dodgers Padres under 7.5. 16-inning marathon last night. 2 aces on the mound today. Yu Darvish and Max Scherzer under 7.5. It feels like a square pick with those two pitchers, but the 16-inning game. Tired eyes, tired offenses. That's what I'm going with. I'm sure Max Scherzer and Yu Darvish were watching that game from a hotel room, maybe going to bed, maybe cranking one out. I don't know. And then I'm 2 for 2 on home run props in the last 2 days, and he's the hottest hitter in baseball. Not only are his home runs impressive, his outs, his doubles just look like missiles right now. When Stanton gets locked in, it's a sight to see. Giancarlo Stanton to home run today in Oakland. The odds on that aren't out yet. It was
Plus 300.
It was 385 the other night. It's 300 today. Okay, I'll take it at 300. We cashed Yu Darvish at 300 last night. Not Yu Darvish. Fernando Tatis Jr. Thank you very much. And then hopefully we'll cash Stanton because he is on a roll. He's homered 2 games in a row. They took a day off. Hopefully he homers again today. There you go.
Let's see.
What? What?
Did I do my picks?
You didn't?
No, he didn't.
I'm sorry.
See this shit, Big Up?
My bad.
You see
I
this
was
shit?
thinking, I was like,
I thought you went second.
when you threw the I was
I thought you went second. My bad. My bad.
No, it's all right. You know,
I just
I'm
made a mistake. It has
fucking
nothing to do with-
peasant over here now.
Go ahead.
He breaks up with me, won't even
Do
let
your
me do
fucking
my
picks,
picks.
man.
I got the Yankees. I mean, I don't have to explain that. I do have the Angels today starting in like 20 minutes. I mean, the Orioles finally won. It's another 20-game losing streak. That's just what it's
Aiken
gonna
is
be.
awful, too.
So
Yeah,
bad.
I had to go get some.
That's why I took the over.
mean, dude, the guy literally has an 8 ERA. The White Sox, they just need to win. I don't know what's going on with them. They need to win today. And the Dodgers, I agree with Big Gab. I think it's just too much from last night, and Dodgers win today.
By the way, Frank was right. Right?
Yeah.
Hashtag Frank was right.
No, I mean, the Mets just stink.
Frank was right.
I do have to, do you agree where when we were saying the Yankees, Tommy and KFC were fighting yesterday, where Tommy's like, oh, consulate, they suck, fire everybody. But then they go on a 11-game winning streak, and what they're doing now, do you think you should be rational like that, or always just sucking your team's dick?
You can always get in, get out.
I think so too. I think so too.
If your team, emotion can carry the day in sports fandom.
Yes.
Period.
That's a reason why we watch.
If you get mad that they've lost 3 in a row and you say console and then they win 11 in a row, guess what? Be happy.
I'm back.
Yeah. All right. Announcement tomorrow. Rico Bosco, who went on Pick'em. Pick'em's out today, by the way. Download, subscribe, listen to all that. Give it a like. Pick'em's out, and they talked about Rico's contract based on him being here 3 days a week. This week, since I guess Pick'em's back and he's feeling comfortable, Rico decided not to show up tomorrow on his contracted day. He will not be here, so I guess he's got oblos. Jeff Nadeau will be in Rico's chair right over there tomorrow. So we will welcome Jeff Nadeau back to the show because Rico doesn't do what Rico says he's going to do. I hope he gets all his ZD, though. I love you all. That's Pick Central. The Yak is up next.